Hi, splendid Sunday, everyone. Welcome to the first Singapore Online English Toastmaster Club Speech Marathon. There are some ground rules. First, if you are not speaking, please make sure you are on the mute to avoid any voice interference. Second, if you happen to use a second device, please make sure one of these devices is always on mute, else there will be echo interference. Hi, my name is CJ Lim from Singapore. I belong to two clubs. My physical club is Toa Payoh Central CC Toastmaster Club, and I also am the secretary in SG Online Toastmaster Club. Look forward to hearing from each one of you. First, we should have a round robin introduction. Just introduce which country are you from and which club are you from. First, we have Amy. Maybe Amy is not here. Amy, are you there? Can you make an introduction? Where are you from?
Okay, thank you. I came from A plus and first club of Fuzhou Toastmaster. Yes, I'm a both titled member. And I have joined this kind of meeting maybe for 1 or 2 times. I like to share with different people from different countries because we are international Toastmasters. And tonight, maybe the gender is a little mistake. I will give AC7. It's a story of Su Dongpo. It's an ancient writer. And I think maybe all you will know it because maybe all you have read his articles and poems. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Next, we have Doreen.
Hello, good morning, everybody.
Where are you from?
I'm from Singapore. I'm from the UNOS Bilingual Club. Currently, I'm a retiree embarking on a new journey of parenting. Thank you.
Thank you, Doreen. Next, we have Angela Lansbury.
Okay, have I muted?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good. My name is Angela Lansbury. As you can tell from my accent, I'm originally from London, England, where I'm still a member of Harrovians Toastmasters, but in Singapore, I'm a member of Singapore Online, as well as being president of Bradle Heights Advanced and a member of Tampines Chancat Advanced, and I'm a director of Area S3. And an
Thank
author.
you, Angela. Next, we have Ruby Ding.
Hello, my name is Ruby, and today is my icebreaker speech. So maybe I will make some introduction of myself later. I like to sharing, so I join Toastmasters, hope to learn more and share my experience. And thank you.
Thank you, Ruby. Next, we have Ella Zheng, Division Director.
Hello, this is Ella from China, Fujian, Division W, District 89, and I have clubs for Fuzhou and Quanzhou. Nice to meet you all. Hope we will have a very enjoyable day. Thank you.
Thank you, Ella. Next, we have Swana.
Good morning, everyone. I'm from Singapore. I belong to the Katong Toastmasters Club and looking forward to hearing all of you today. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Swana. Next, we'll have Viona. Viona.
Hi, I'm Viona. I'm just a guest. I'm on, as I said earlier, I was on the way, or I'm on the way to be a member of 晋江医疗 Toastmaster. I hope I could have a great time today. Actually, I'm looking for my friend Ruby. Good luck, Ruby. Thank you.
Thank you, Fiona. Next, we have DTM SL Liu.
Hi, I'm from Penang Island, Malaysia. I'm from Bayang Baru Toastmasters Club. Today I am supposed to be evaluator number 4. I hope that's still the case. Please let me know if there's any changes.
Okay, sure. Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Liu. Next, we have Thomas Cheng from Singapore. Is Thomas
Hi everyone,
around?
my name is Thomas from Kampong Kembangan Toastmasters Club. Nice to meet all of you. Looking forward to a fruitful and fulfilling session.
Okay, thank you, Thomas. Next, we will have Iona. Iona, are you there?
Rodrigues, I belong to 2 districts. I cannot mention one, but I mentioned the other district 60. I belong to 3 clubs. I am a Division F director, also a treasurer, also a VP PR, and also a VP education. And I've done all 7 roles, and I love Toastmasters.
Thank you, Iona. I think maybe we should start off with the president opening speech. Willie, are you ready to start?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Past International Director 2012-2030, DCE Toastmaster Joe Lau, who is in the audience, who is part of the audience listening to the speeches. Ella Spur, District 80, Division W Director. Sherry Wu, District 89, Division M Director, who is part of the organizing team. I mean, the 3 of us are the organizing chair. What is a speech marathon? We want to test a possible increase of a meeting frequency for twice to 4 times a month, or we can have many speakers in a meeting to any continuous speaking for a few number of hours. It will be a day of variety of speakers for members at a special meeting at a physical venue. The question which many of us ask, can we have a speech marathon online? Yes, you can. You can have clubs for multiple countries coming online to allow prepared speakers, and the speakers are provided by possible evaluation, cost evaluation for Toastmasters around the world. This will allow Toastmasters who have finding speaking slot, especially for people are rushing for their traditional program, the Toastmaster traditional program, that are also for those speakers that are above 10 minutes. We do not want to limit the speaking slot that is at the physical venue that we have a time limit because of venue issue. And what will happen is the Toastmaster will eventually leave the club because they cannot have a speaking slot. Then another question that was raised by me, why can't we have a joint meeting online? Actually, I have tried out joint meeting online. The only problem is the timing. The Singapore online capital meeting is on every Friday from 9 p.m. to midnight. Many of you at the time is your line at 11 p.m. Most of you will leave the meeting by then. So this will not allow us to have a very wonderful evaluation because most of the evaluation will only start at 11:30 midnight. And we do not want we could have people just attend a meeting like normal chapter meeting. For the past 1 month, I have been attending some online meeting throughout the whole world. I have seen, I have heard, I have known that we are still stick with the same meeting format, the meeting timing of 2 hours or 3 hours, up to 3 hours. That made me think, so I have something special. The special is when we gather all the Toastmasters from around the world to do your prepared speeches, and we can get evaluation from all over the world to give feedback to the speaker for different countries. The other question you all have, does it work? It does work because the Singapore Online have been doing that for the last month, ever since it was started on 21st of November 2019. I have tried that, members like it, and members have indeed improved. So fellow Toastmaster, think of a time when you want to do a prepared speech, you can't do it, and you have problem finding a speaking slot because of your personal schedule, the club limitation. And I would like to thank my co-organizer, Toastmaster Alan from District 89 Division W Director, Shirley Wu, District 89 Division M Director, for asking me for us to request for a joint meeting that I come up with a suggestion for that. Why not we have a speech marathon so that we can gather Toastmasters for around the world. We can have a cross evaluation online. And I'm to end my speech. The members as club officer or district officer or club officer, we are here to serve the member. We need to hear, we need to listen to what members need. They need a slot for their speaking. They need to have a speaking slot to continue their journey in Toastmaster. If not, eventually they will leave Toastmaster. I understand that we have a limitation of 3 hours. We must keep on time. But in this speech marathon, we have no time limit. The time limit is up to 6 p.m. But in between, we must have some break for us to have our lunch. This format of the meeting is similar to the chapter meeting where we have for the Singapore Online Toastmaster Club that we meet every Friday from 9 p.m. to midnight. And I would like to invite the District 89 Division W Director, Ella Ford, to prepare her opening speech. Toastmaster Ella.
Yes, thanks, Willie. We're just talking about marathon speech in the beginning of March, and we have a WeChat call. I think that is quite crazy for an online speech meeting for whole day. So we talked to all our VPEs of Division W. We think we need to gather so many speakers in one day. It's quite crazy. It's just last week I think about that. So in March 7, we have A+, Fuzhou A+ Toastmasters to have joint meeting with Singapore Online English Toastmaster to have a try if we can connect with each other. So it's my great honor we have a chance because of virus spread worldwide. China mainland began to the online meeting in this February. And I was amazed to saw Facebook really just post online speech, English speech club to have the promotion for the meeting and the club. So I think this is a chance we could connect each other worldwide, even the Singapore members together to find something interesting to do. So this is why we are here today and have the really thought thinking about marathon speech. Thank you everyone to join today's speech. It's a whole day. We will know the enthusiasm and the patience, show our patience to Toastmasters. And for my honor, I know that we have the attendee as the John Law, DTM, 2012 to 2030 Toastmasters International President, here to attend our online meeting today. According his briefing, I would like to share you one sentence John Law told. Toastmasters made him a better thinker and listener, which makes him a better leader in business and politics. I think this is also why so many Toastmasters around the world join Toastmaster and so many members join here more than 20 years. So let's begin our today's meeting. Thank you. Back to Bailey.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ella. Can I invite Toastmaster Shirley Wu, District 89 Division M Director, to share some thoughts on her speech, her thinking on her speech marathon. Shirley, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Willie. My name is Shelley Xu. I am from China and right now living in Xiamen. I am currently District 89 Division M Director. I take care of 19 clubs in Xiamen and Zhangzhou. Just like Ella, all the clubs we have are all based in Fujian province. It's a beautiful place and we welcome all of you to visit us, especially next year, 2021. Our conference, District 89, will be in Fuzhou in Ella's district, Ella's division, sorry. Well, my physical club includes two. I'm a dual member. One is CCB Xiamen Toastmaster Club, and the other one is AACTP Xiamen Toastmaster Club. One is a bilingual one, the other one is a trainer one. So that is something I related to my job. I'm an English teacher, and I hope in the future I can work more toward a training career. Today, I think I want to thank coronavirus. Why? You may think, why? Why do you want to thank a virus? Because of that, it changed my point of view from focusing more on those physical clubs to somewhere else, like online. So this is a huge platform here. So as a joke, I thank that, but in fact, the person I really want to thank, there are three people. First one is definitely Willie. Thank you so much for organizing this first online English whole day speech marathon. When first time I heard this idea, I was so excited. But there were two more person I need to thank, because without them, I wouldn't be able to really got to know Willie. So another beautiful lady is Ella Zheng. She just presented us a wonderful presentation. And the reason I want to thank her is she introduced me to this marathon activity where I hadn't heard about it before. She mentioned that. She was like, hey, Shelley, do you think you want to try this? Would you like to deliver a speech or something? So with her kind invitation, I was able to join this. And the third person, the last but not least, is Aaron. Aaron from Hong Kong. He's, from I know, also a geek of all these online meetings and these marathon activities. It was because of one workshop I joined in online where Aaron later on shared with us some tips and started to chat with Ella and mentioning Willie and how this kind of crazy marathon idea was. So because of those three persons, Aaron, Ella, and Willie, I got the opportunity to really come here to join this online amazing marathon. To me, changing our focus from physical clubs to the online platform got three advantages. So far, I have seen the first benefit is to break out the limitation, of location, of time, of even cultural differences. And the second thing is variety. The variety of different kind of cultural backgrounds, the variety of topics worldwide. This is something I'm really looking forward to today's marathon. And the third benefit I found, I would say, is the resources. You know, Toastmaster is already a globalized organization for almost 100 years history, where we definitely have tons of resources all over the world, especially among those senior clubs, probably somewhere outside mainland China. So this online platform is great for us as freshmen coming here into Toastmasters world to learn from all these experienced members worldwide. So with all these three benefits about breaking the limits, variety, as well as worldwide resources, I would like to say today's whole day speech marathon should only be a start. And what we can do is try to continue this maybe monthly or maybe every season, so that in the future we can keep close connected worldwidely, because Toastmaster is a worldwide great organization. Thank you, Willie. Turn straight back to you.
Thank you. Division M Director, Shirley, Shi, and Era. And actually, I should have recognized Aaron because he's not in this meeting. That's why I have skipped his name purposely. He's attending the afternoon session. I missed out his name because he's not attending this morning session. He's attending the afternoon session that I can recognize where he's around. Speaker, evaluator, are you ready? If you are ready, give me a thumbs up. Okay, thank you, everyone. Over back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Hi, thank you, Willie, and a wonderful presentation by Division Directors Ella and Shelley. So next, we'll go into the prepared speech segment. The first speaker will be Ruby Ting. The evaluator will be Mikiko Bando. Is she around?
She's not around, so either I can take over as the evaluator or you can be the evaluator.
Okay.
You are GME, you decide.
Okay, I can take over as evaluator also. Can. No problem. Willie is helping out as a timer today. Okay, so for the first speaker, she's giving her presentation mastery 1 icebreaker speech, 4 to 6 minutes. The objective is to deliver a speech on any topic as an introduction to the club using any style that appeals. Welcome Ruby from A+ Club to make the icebreaker speech. Ruby, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, let's take it away. Hey, the timing sequence, you need to explain the timing sequence. 4 minutes, it will be green. 5 minutes, it will be amber. And 6 minutes, it will be red. After that, you have 30 seconds to wrap up. Can you see the timer, Ruby? You can go to your gallery view. And the timer now is amber and now it's red color.
Red color.
You can go to the top right hand corner to change to gallery view, and you can also try to pin the timer if you want. Pin video.
Where I can see the timer sign.
Okay, you go to the top right hand corner. Can you see a toggle to switch between a gallery view and the speaker view?
Mm-hmm.
Once you click on the gallery view, you will see all the people over here, and you will see a timer. The timer, which is black color now.
Yeah, it's black color, I see.
Yeah, okay. Great. You can start now, Ruby.
Okay, okay. Do you tend to waste a lot of time deciding what you might do while nothing gets done? And do you sometimes find that you put off starting something because you just don't feel get ready enough? Good morning, Mr. Master, fellow masters, and welcome guests. My name is Ruby. I have a 3-year-old little girl. Her name is Neve, and she is a great big fan of Disney movie Frozen. One day, Neve surprised me, and she can sing the song Into the Unknown. This song is from Frozen 2, and she asked me to be the voice. And she imitated Elsa's action and sang the song. She was very passionate and begged me to play one more time with her. But I refused her and made her very disappointed because I told her that mommy had a lot of work to do right away. But to be honest, I didn't have to do it right away. I just have a lot of to-do lists in my mind. Sometimes I intended to do something, but I still feel I'm not ready enough. It's like I need more time to get perfect ready, perfect start. This comes an obsession which makes me feel anxious. I owned an English learning studio, but we don't have classes during quarantine. I went online and searched English videos and sent to students every day so that they are able to keep practicing English. I come to notice some wonderful educational concepts as well as English learning methods. I hope I could share those to parents. That would be great. And also maybe I can set up a WeChat official account that is also on my to-do list. But one thing is that before I start doing this, I was overwhelmed by those uncertainties that wrapped in my mind. What's the first article I will write? What's the feature of my official account? Will the parents like it? Do I have enough material to keep sharing? How about typesetting? A lot of questions come out to stop my start. Until last Friday, I really felt I should do something to start or to abandon it. And there's someone saying that if you can't start something at all, then start by doing it badly. So then I wrote down my first article build up your word bank. But I didn't send it to official account. I just sent to our class group because I thought setting up official account will be a natural thing in future. But at least I started writing. I started to write. Feedback coming soon. Some parents asked me some more details about word bank, and some parents told me they have made word bank with children together, and kids like playing word cloud games. It's really helpful for them to review words. And I realized actually it's not bad. Start by doing it badly, speeds up my decision making, and take the anxiety out of everything and replace it with excitement, which also leads me to start my icebreaker speech today. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Ruby, for your icebreaker speech. Okay, next we'll have the second speaker. Is the second speaker Jennifer Liu? Is she around? Jennifer Liu. Okay. It looks like the second speaker is not around. And the third speaker is Mikiko. Fourth speaker, how about Yolanda Lin? Yolanda Lin. Is Yolanda in? Is the fourth speaker around? Wait a moment, I refresh my screen and see the latest. Okay. So the fourth speaker will be Shaifu Hakim Nudin. Shaifu, are you around? Shaifu. Okay, maybe we move on to the next speaker, Amy Han. Is Amy Han around?
Yes. Yes, but in my memory, I'm the fifth speaker. So repeat.
Okay,
It's
Amy
my turn
Han.
now. Amy Han, I'm here.
Okay, wait a while. I see who is your evaluator for this.
I've forgotten.
Oh no. Because there are some changes to the program sheet. I have to apologize. Amy Han.
Yeah, it's my turn now.
Yes. Wait, I find your evaluator. Really? Really? Can the evaluator be SL Liu for this?
Yes, I'm changing right now. I am changing right now.
Okay, yeah, because
just do a
the...
refresh. Yes, that one I know. I'm working in the background.
Okay, sure.
Okay, done.
Okay, Amy Han will be doing a storytelling number 5, bringing history to life. It will be a 7 to 9 minute speech. Use the storytelling skills developed in the preceding projects to tell a story about an historical event or person.
Now?
Are you ready, Amy?
Can you a few minutes later? Because in my memory, I'm the fifth speaker. And now only one speaker accomplished.
Yes, because the other speaker is not around, so it's your turn now. Are you ready for now?
Maybe a little minutes later.
A little minute later. Okay. How about the next speaker? Is it?
CJ, I can do if you want.
Okay. Swana, you want to do?
Yeah, because mine is also history storytelling.
Okay. So, Swana, you know who is your evaluator?
Doreen?
Yes. Doreen. Okay. Swana is also doing the storytelling, bringing history to life, 7 to 9 minutes. It's the same objective as Amy, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, take it away, Swana.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters from all over the world. Today I'm here to share a story from history, and my story title is Motherhood. I want to take you back to 17th century India, to a kingdom called Marathas. I'll share you a backdrop of how the kingdom looked like. The Maratha kingdom was actually on the Western Ghats, which is very hilly. And they were under a lot of threat from the Mughals who ruled in the north. So most of the forts were up on the hills where the king's kingdom, the palace, and all the trade that happened on top, while people in the ground would go up to sell things. So this story is about a mother, a new mother who had about 4 months old child, but she was a milk woman selling milk and yogurt. So what she would do is leave her child with her mother-in-law in the morning after feeding the baby, and she would walk up this hill to go to the fort, do her sales, make some money, and come back in the evening. The rule was that the fort would be closed at about 6 o'clock, so for safety, security reasons. And nobody was allowed to go out of the fort after this time. One day, it so happened that Lakshmi was so engrossed in her sales and still had some left, she forgot to go out before 6. When she realized that she was late, she went up to the guards and asked them to help her to go back. She cried and she pleaded, "I have a young child who's waiting for me to feed her milk. Please let me go." But the guards did not allow. They said, "It's a rule and so it is. Get out in the morning." And Lakshmi was very, very upset. She did not know how to get out. And right now, in her mind, all that she had was, I have to get back to my baby. She walked around the fort. And at one point, she thought she could climb out. She took all her efforts. It was getting dark. But in her mind, her focus was the child and the milk that she had to give the child. She climbed up the wall and went down this terrain to reach her village in the dark. She went back home late, but yes, she managed to feed her baby. The next day morning, Lakshmi came out and realized she did have some bruises on her body because she was coming down the rough terrain. But that did not stop her from doing her job. She went up to the fort again. It so happened that the guards noticed her come in and said, "Weren't you this lady who wanted to go out last night?" Lakshmi said, "Yes." "How did you go out? The fort was closed." "Oh, I actually jumped out of the fort wall." Nobody could believe this. This was highlighted to the King Shivaji, and she was called to show from where she escaped. And when she was actually taken to the spot, she was afraid and petrified seeing the height. She couldn't really do it again because now her focus was not the child. But this actually showed to the king how an enemy can enter. When you're focused on something, there was a way. He thought his fort was really secure. But the simple lady had shown that a motherhood can overrule everything else and go. Now, how is this story relevant today? My daughter studies in the UK. The last few weeks have been very traumatic for me. Early mid-February, she had a fall while coming back from her uni. Actually, a muscle tear. So she was literally limping, and because it was a muscle tear, she was told that her injury can only be cured with rest, and a simple cast was given to her. She was a lot of pain. She had lovely friends to help her. That was one part of it. I had thought that I would go back to help her during the Easter break. Initially, she was not supposed to come back. So I had planned, booked my tickets to say that while her flatmates were helping her to move around, cooking for her during this time, I said, when they all go back for Easter break, I will help my daughter for recovery. But we have a very, what do we say? A visitor that none of us want. Mr. Corona or COVID-19, who's changed the whole dynamics of the story. I was told that I cannot travel. Now, can she travel back? Most of the UK universities did not close at that time. I'm talking about 2 weeks time, 2 weeks back. So she was still expected to be in the university, and COVID was taking a very new avatar in every country. Every country had a different avatar of this virus and how people suffered. I was stuck here, did not know, was this fort that I cannot cross? And really, I could not cross. I was stuck. And I told myself, let me make an effort for my daughter to come back. And she did not want to come back. She said, no, my university is still on. I don't want to lose a term. Please, take it easy, Mom. You are getting paranoid unnecessarily. But last Tuesday, the university closed and everything changed. Within minutes, within a few hours, she was told to vacate. There was a case in her hostel, just one floor above, and the whole thing changed. She was asked to clear her room. She did not know what to do with the stuff that she had. MFA stepped in, helped us to find a ticket for her, and she landed in Singapore yesterday. Now, look at this photo that I want to share with you. This is a mother here who cannot touch her child because we have a stay-at-home notice of being away. how life has changed. And it's really a reflection of how motherhood also changes. Thank you all for listening to my story. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Over to you.
Thank you, Swana, for your wonderful story and lovely picture which I see you and your daughter. Okay, next speaker we'll have is Amy. Is Amy ready?
Okay.
Okay. So is the evaluator ready?
Yes, okay.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, Amy, take it away, man.
It's my turn now?
Yeah, Amy, you can start.
Yes, I'm starting now. Today, I want to tell a story about Su Dongpo, and the specific title is When Fate is Out of Control. Maybe as everyone knows, Su Dongpo is a famous writer, and he was a very knowledgeable person with his famous brother and father. He was an official in Song Dynasty, lifelong, and he was created by the grandma of emperor. So you can imagine, she should have a comfortable and wealthy life, but the case was totally the opposite. All the doom started from he against Wang Shi's reform in economy. The key point of Wang Shi's economic policy was plundering people's money to treasury. Wang Shi suggested to Song Yingzong Emperor, I have a good idea. If you let all the people borrow money from account at 30% annual interest, I can guarantee the country will be more wealthy and we can open up our territory. Song Yingzong was deeply touched by the imagination of surpassing all the ancestors. So, all the officials who denied this reform were persecuted. Nobody dared to say no. At this time, Su Dongpo was 33 years old, worked in National Library. He constantly read articles to the emperor to suggest, to object this proposal. 2 years later, he was delegated to a local place far away from capital. When he was getting used to a local place, his enemy in court urged the emperor to push him to a new location. But he always had his way to help the local people, such as he organized the local people to build the first public hospital. He designed and constructed a dam in Hangzhou Xinhu. He stopped killing infants by organizing wealthy people, donations, such as so on. He was so smart to help local people. One day, he was trying a case, and the defendant was a young man. The young man said to him, my family operates a fan shop, and last year my father died, leaving some debt behind. But This spring, the weather is always rainy. Nobody by the sun. I really didn't deliberately want to break my promise. When Su Dongpo saw the ink and brush on the table, his eyes lighted up. He told the defendant, "I can help you. Bring some infants to me and I can sell it for you." And in 1 hour, he drawing the pictures on the fan and the dependent sell the fans to different people. The problem resolved. When Su Dongpo was 43 years old, he was arrested just because he recorded his life and writing articles and verses. The emperor admired his work so much. The enemy in court worried about this, so they collected all the works and they accused Su Dongpo for his curse and complained to the emperor. Fortunately, at last, the emperor released Su Dongpo, but since then, Su Dongpo was decided to more remote and poor places and to be smaller official. A historical turning happened in 49 years old of Su Dongpo because Song Yingzong died and his heir was so young, so the grandma of the young emperor ruled the court. Su Dongpo was recalled to capital, but at that time he was getting used to being a farmer. Although he was so tired to struggling in political affairs, but he did his best to suggested the grandma of emperor to abolish Wanshi law and policy. Yes, he rescued all the people from their death. It's conceivable after the death of grandma or emperor, Su Dongpo will be more miserable. Yes, that's right. And this happened in his 57 years old after the death of grandma or emperor. Su Dongpo was resigned to outside the continent of Song dynasty. But he always had his way to make fun from the life. The local there's no wine to sell. He learned to make wine by flowers. He was so poor to buy some meat. He toasted bones of animals, such as so on. When he got the final approval of living in any place, he was died on the back way to capital. That occurred in his 64 years old. Dear Toastmasters, if you live in a condition out of control in a bad way, can you always keep positive and helpful to others? Can you always make friends or laugh in different conditions? That's what I want to say. I think the ancient people and our modern life are in the same way. When life is out of control, what do you do decides who you are? Thank you.
Hi, Amy. Okay. Ready? Finish. Thank you, Amy, for your lovely story. So can we have the next speaker? It will be Shirley Wu. Shirley Wu, are you around?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Are you ready, Shirley?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I will use
Wait.
one account to drop the screen,
So
to share the screen, and I will use this account to talk.
Okay. So you
Is that
have
okay?
are you doing your effective coaching? Second, understanding your communication style. Share a communication style and its impact on professional and personal relationships. Avoid reporting on the content of this project. Your evaluator will be really low. Really, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, really is ready. Okay, let me be the timer for this. Shelley, you can share your screen with us.
And good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something. No, don't do it. I want to, you see, if I'm talking but someone said this, how uncomfortable it would be. But I didn't notice it until at the end of last year, one project in my division said me, I'm quitting. Time turned back to the very beginning of my division director term. From July 2019, it was the time my term would start, and at that time I wanted to start a project. It's related to the NMO, those kind of training. I want to contain 3 parts in that project, but I do need one project manager to help me to conduct the whole project. Talking about the kit, those PPTs, organizing the training, and follow up the club plans. At the very beginning, I had one girl in my mind. Her name is called Jasmine. I talked with her because I remember her great leadership of skills as a club president. I knew that she would like to become an area director in the future. So I was like, this is a great opportunity to talk with her and let her practice her leadership skills as a higher level. With a nice conversation, she agreed to be the NMO project manager in June last year. And starting in July, we kicked off our projects. We talk about what we want in this project and how we're going to conduct the project, what kind of members we'll need in our team. though I didn't notice that I used "don't do it" for so many times. Now, if I recall what happened between the conversation of we two, for example, one time when Jasmine came to me and said, "Hey, Shelley, I think we can ask A to take care of the NMO kit. We can ask member B to take care of the training part, and C to take care of the follow-up part." I just listened and said, "Okay, don't do it. For the training part, don't ask B. I think you can ask member E to be instead, because this member is good at this, and that." So this is just the one thing happened between me and Jasmine when we were discussing things. It also happened when she and me were sitting together with our NMO project team discussing things. For example, I remembered it was our third meeting. We were talking about how to organize the offline training. And when Jasmine proposed the idea she had about how to organize the training, about different sessions of that, we all listened. Then I jumped in and said, "Okay, don't do it for the session 4. I think we should change it to this and that." Those are these moments where I was clear about what I want, but I wasn't clear about what Jasmine felt. So in December last year, she told me that, "Shelley, I think we have finished the first round about this project. In next year, I think I have something else urgent to do. I'm not sure if I will have time to continue this project. I don't want to do it for the second round." What? Hearing that, I was shocked. And then later on, I was confused. What happened? What did I do? What did I do wrong? Until January this year, I started the effective coaching path and analyzed my own communication style. What happened is that among those 4 styles, what I got is 5 pretty high in analytical. That means I focus on task a lot, but not that good on supporting others. So as the result, you can see I got "don't do it to me anymore" from Jasmine. After figuring out the issue, I started to change the way when I communicate with Jasmine. First of all, what I did is to apologize. I apologized to her about the way I communicated with her. I told her what I found out about my issue on the communication and promised her what I want to change related to that. After that, every time we talked, what I say is that, "Okay, I think I like what you planned for the A part and B part, also the ending. What do you think about the C part? Could you tell me why you planned as that?" After listening to her explanation, sometimes I do not really need to tell her why we need to change part C. Instead, I just need to give her a little tips about how to carry out C part better. So After the nice talk with Jasmine in January this year, she continued her managed term, and she also planned our project like what you see, 4 parts clearly. So I took the self-assessment again, and now things changed. I'm more supportive. Thanks for Toastmasters. I am a better communicator. Thank you everyone for your listening. Have a nice day. Turn the stage back to our Toastmaster, Liam. Liam, thank you.
Hi, thank you, Shelley. It's really interesting to listen to all the story about a servant leader and how you are so humble and apologize to your friend. In Toastmaster, we are always ready to serve people. Keep growing, keep learning, and keep serving. Okay, next speaker. Next speaker, we will have Doreen. Doreen Neo, are you ready to be the next speaker?
Can you hear me?
Yes, Doreen, we can hear you.
Okay, yes, I'm ready.
Do you know who is your evaluator?
Swan. How do you pronounce the name?
Swana.
Swana, yes.
Swana, are you there?
Yes, but I don't have her speech details, yeah?
Okay, speech details.
You mean the speech title?
Title and what I'm supposed to evaluate. I don't have your evaluation sheet.
Doreen will be giving the entertaining speaker. Number 2, resources for entertainment. Draw entertaining material from sources other than your own personal experience. Adapt your material to suit your topic, your own personality, and the audience. So the timing sequence will be 5 to 7 minutes, right, Doreen?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Swana, are you ready for this entertaining speaker series?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, let's take it away. Doreen, you can start.
Just give me a minute. Now, can you all see me?
Yes, we can see you.
Vocal is okay, loud and clear?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, a bit nervous because this is my first time. Okay, start. On birthday, Valentine's Day, and wedding day, she always asks the question, why? Why me? Yes, why her? The thought of it made her tears roll down. It took her 3 years to overcome the depression and nightmares. With medical treatment, her condition has improved. But then the flashback comes as and when it goes. This lady, age 21, had 2 failed relationships. The second relationship lasted for 3 years. On the engagement day, supposed to be a very happy day, she did not expect her boyfriend to leave her without a word or trace. Her world collapsed. She was devastated and became suicidal. During this difficult time, she met her working partner. Her working partner showered her with care, concern, and love 101 times more than her ex-boyfriend. She was very touched. And somehow, she accepted this relationship in no time. Eventually, her ex-boyfriend was out of her mind and they became an item. During the several months later, one night, her working partner was sick and she could not, and was not able to fetch her from her workplace. It was a relief to Samantha, the young lady, somehow. She decided to join the group for drinks to celebrate the success of the event which she has organized. That was the happiest moment. And she overlooked the time. She went home very, very late that night. Quietly, she opened the door. It was pitch dark inside. She tiptoed. Then suddenly the light came on. A fiery face appeared in front of her. Pep! She was slapped. She fell to the ground. Then she felt that her hair was being grabbed. Bang! Bang! It was slammed against the wall of the bar counter. She was screaming. She was calling for help. She was struggling, but to no avail. She was helpless. Suddenly, the phone rang. It startled both of them, but it saved Sam. She broke free from the grip and quickly picked herself up and ran out of the door, heading towards her aunt's home. When she reached her aunt's home, the auntie gave her a hug. The aunt felt that her body was trembling and she was crying bitterly. Her aunt has many questions in her mind, but she did not say a word. The aunt just accompanied her and Sam cried to sleep. Next morning, her aunt gave the first call to her sister and the second call to Sam's office to make sick report. Sam's sister, Holly, was a hard cookie. She gave her partner a shell down and warned her several times not to call Sam via the call or SMS or visit the home or office. Her sister immediately changed Sam's telephone number and closed the Facebook account. Besides that, she also made a police report to protect her sister Sam. Yes, did you hear the word her? You are right. Sam's partner is a lady, a matured lady, 10 years, Sam's senior. A very scary lady who had several boy-girl relationship, girl-girl relationship failure. He is a lesbian. Holly, Sam's sister, knew from the start, as Sam had shared with her when her ex-boyfriend left her. The man she loved so dearly had failed her. Her world collapsed and she was devastated and depressed. Holly, her partner, Serene, came into her life. It was just like a life buoy casted towards her, asking her to grab it and move forward. The voice was there urging her, grab it and move forward. It was torturing and it was battling. She could not free herself from it because she is still very frightened after the incident. But then she accepted the relationship. Holly knew from the start that the partner Serene is a lesbian, but she did not stop her sister Sam because she knew that Sam was very stubborn. The only way is to let her embark on this journey and let her experience it herself. Well, it's not cruel, but then that is the only way. Meantime, she was praying and hoping that the relationship would turn out well. Who knows? This relationship turned out to be violent and had to stop completely, immediately. Thank goodness Sam was safe. To Sam, I would say, life is not a bed of roses. There are many ups and downs. Once you ride over the storm, you will be a stronger and a better person. The mindset, or rather the setback of that love affair that she was defeated. You must not let it defeat you. Also, don't let why me be the stigma in your life. Let it be the hopes that lights up the darkness. Thank you. TMD, I've ended.
Okay, thank you very much, Doreen.
I didn't check what is the timing, forgotten to pin the timer.
Don't worry, you're on time. Okay, well done, Doreen. Next, we'll have the next speaker, Angela. Angela, are you ready, Angela? Angela, are you ready?
Yes. Thank you.
So, are you doing the competent communication manual 6 vocal variety? It will be
Yes,
5 to 7
I am.
minutes.
Yes.
Okay. Use voice volume, pitch, rate, and quality to reflect and add meaning and interest to the message. Use pauses to enhance the message. Use vocal variety smoothly and naturally. Your evaluator will be Thomas Chung. Thomas, are you ready?
Ready to go.
Okay, let's take it away. Angela.
Good evening or afternoon or morning, wherever you are, because it's different all over the world and we all say different things. If you've seen the film Cabaret, you'll know they start with Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome. And Liz Minnelli's daughter sings that. If you go to Europe, you will find that English is not enough because people speak English, French, and German. But this is not a problem. Every day I look at packets of chocolate and other items and I brush up on my English, French, and German, even when I'm over here in Singapore. And I recommend that you spend the rest of your life learning to recognize words and say words in other languages, because you can run into real trouble if you don't. I'm going to tell you 3 stories of troubles I got into. The first one was, I speak quite good French and I practice my French all the time. When I look at a French wine bottle, I read the label. And I spoke pretty well bilingual French when I was in Corsica and I was knocked down by a car. I had multiple injuries and I ended up in a French Corsican hospital where the local language was a mixture of French and Italian. And I had 2 problems. The first was when I tried to talk to the lady in the next bed and she didn't understand my French or English or Italian or any other language. And eventually I asked one of the nurses what the problem was, and he said she can't speak at all because she's had a jaw operation, so she just can't speak. So there I was, and this is a typical Toastmasters story. If people don't answer you, it might not be your accent, they might have a different kind of problem. But then I came to another problem. I was fed up, I couldn't speak to the lady next to me, so I wanted a radio. And I said in what I thought was reasonable French, est-ce qu'il y a un radio? Je voudrais un radio. I would like a radio. So they said, yes, there's a radio and there's a radio downstairs and we'll take you down to the radio. I wasn't sure why I'd have to go downstairs to the radio and why they couldn't bring it up. Anyway, before I could get to the radio, I got carted off for an X-ray. And when I came back, I said, where is the radio? And they said, you've just had the radio. I said, no, I haven't. And then someone sat down and explained to me, and they showed me my X-ray, and it said radiography, because to them, a radio was a radiography, which is an X-ray, and they thought I'd been asking for an X-ray. You can see that this could be a very expensive mistake, and I never got my radio. When I was in France and in Belgium, I found that my French was also a problem, because I said Paris when I got to Paris. Where is Paris? Nobody in France understood me, because they don't call Paris Paris, they call it Paris. Now this tells you something else very interesting. The English accent the first syllable, Paris, whereas the French say Paris. They accent the second syllable. And that is very important. Okay, so now you've got it. You speak perfect French, you can pronounce it perfectly, and you know the one important word, radio, is not radio in France, it's X-ray. Then of course you get to Canada and you think, hooray, at least I thought, hooray, I can speak French, this will be perfect. Unfortunately, French in Canada is a different accent, a different kind of French. The French in Paris would say, oui, but the French in Montreal and other countries would say, oui. It's like the French have problems when they come to England, because they have learned English from textbooks, and they say, yes, and they can't understand when English people reply, yeah. Now, until you listen to a Beatles record and you hear, yeah, 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 you don't understand that the textbooks all say yes, but the people all say yeah. Please don't say yeah to a French person. They won't understand you. They understand yes. Now let us move on to some other questions. Chinese. I've had enough of learning other languages, and I now want to learn Chinese. Chinese is difficult, or Chinese is easy? I'm just stopping for a minute to find the timer. Ah, I'm on green. Vert, verdi, in Italian, green. Chinese. Over here in Singapore, many people speak with Chinese accents, and their intonation is difficult. It's all staccato. And I will tell you the problem I had when I went to Korea. I went to great trouble to learn to say please and thank you in Korean. And I went in and out of Korean restaurants trying to choose a place where I was going to have dinner. And then I said please and thank you and goodbye, and they all fell about laughing. They're so polite, they cover their mouths in these Asian countries like Japan. I thought, what is the matter? What am I doing wrong? When I got back to Singapore, I said to a Japanese friend, do you speak Korean? She said, no. I said, so you can't tell me why everyone laughed when I spoke Korean? She said, oh, maybe I can tell. Well, tell me then, I said, please tell me. She told me that I was speaking sing-song. To her, my accent was sing-song because the Japanese pronounce every syllable separately and exactly with the same intonation. Now coming back to English, what should you know? An English sentence ends coming down. The sentence ends like this. If you're asking a question, your voice goes up. Do you understand? So when I hear, for example, Indians speaking and they say something, something, I think that they are asking me a question and I'm waiting for them to continue. I think you now have a pretty good idea of the way that intonation varies from one country to another. Now, I recommend that you try learning other languages, because if you're an English teacher, as I am, the more you learn about how other people pronounce their languages, the more you understand why they have a problem speaking your language. And it makes it so much easier to work out how they're thinking and what they're missing and what you need to explain. Okay, so let's go on to something which is very difficult for English speakers. We've mastered the French, then there's Italian and German, but I'll speak about that on another occasion. What about Chinese? 4 tones. It took me ages to work out the 4 tones. I couldn't understand the one that went like that. Then one day I discovered that the accent that's going up is like the French going up. Aha! Light bulb moment. Then I realized the U-shaped one is the voice going down and up. I couldn't grasp this until I thought of an English question. Really? Your voice goes down and up, and that made more sense. And then I started to be able to look at the words and the little signs, 1, 2, 3, 4, which are the 4 tones, and it began to make sense to me. Now I think you should be able to understand how to pronounce different languages. And one day I will come back and I won't just say ni hao in my English accent. I will be able to say goodbye to you in Chinese. Goodbye. Perhaps you will all say to me goodbye in Chinese, and then I can practice my Chinese accent.
Hey, thank you, Angela, for your wonderful speech. Next, before the evaluation segment, we should take a 10 minutes break. Sorry that today that some of the speakers today in the morning had requested Willie to reschedule the speech to the afternoon. So shall we take a 10 minutes break and come back for the evaluation? Before that, we can do there's a voting polling to choose the best speaker. Hey, Willie, are you doing the polling for the speakers?
But ignore those who are not speaking. It's okay. Just ignore.
Hi everyone, please vote for your best speaker.
Could you explain how we do the polling? Because this is the first time for me.
Is there a pop-up screen which you can see over here? There's a pop-up which asks you to vote for the different speaker. The first speaker is Ruby Chen. Second speaker is Swana. Third speaker is Amy Han. Fourth is Shelley Wu. Fifth is Doreen Neo. And the last speaker is Angela.
Okay, I got it.
So right now I can see that 9 people have voted out of 20 people. So 45% of the people here has voted.
speaker, full of life, full of energy. We see how her hand gestures reenacted all the different characters. We see how her facial expression constantly changes based on the situation itself. And all of this marks the key of being a spectacular speaker, a rainbow of a speaker, which really made her speech more enriching and more entertaining because it was so full of life, full of energy, and full of animation. Secondly, she is able to use the storytelling format to bring out all the different examples of what she has experienced to share with us her experience with different people. For example, the people at Paris, she understands them as Paris rather than Perry, or the radio as radiography. You see, ladies and gentlemen, facts tell and stories sell. And she is certainly able to sell her experience to all of us by using stories to relate to her better. It makes her speech more powerful, more vivid, and it helps us to connect with her even more. And finally, it was the wealth of examples she shared with all of us. For example, she shared about her experience in Paris, in France, in India, in China, in British, a wealth of examples to help us appreciate the distinct differences among the different language. It gives us a holistic overview of what truly the difference between these diverse cultures are. And from there, we are able to get a more wholesome perspective. Now, Angela, I would love to share with you some recommendations so you will have become the DTM of language. In the current situation is do not touch me, but I'm certain that you will be darling to many. So firstly, Angela, what I recommend you to do is to show us actionable steps, because the goal of your speech is to encourage us to understand the different languages. But how exactly can we do it? Perhaps to go through courses, to join Toastmasters which have non-English language, or to appreciate videos of the different cultures. What are the actionable steps for us to take so that we can strengthen our command and control of the different languages? Secondly, I encourage you to leverage on the power of PowerPoint. Why do I say so? I noticed you did use visual aid. For example, you show us the Chinese characters, but based on this current outline and outlay itself, it restricted the view because it's slightly too small. So what can you do is to place it, superimpose it on PowerPoint slides and share the slides with us so that we can appreciate a bit more. Not only that, when you use PowerPoint slides, you can also add in pictures of you being in the different countries, appreciating their culture. And it makes it a more memorable and magical experience for all the audience itself, right? And finally, what I encourage you to do is to show us how you transform from this entire experience itself. Do you become more appreciative of the different culture? Do you strengthen your command of the language? What and how did you transform from this entire experience? In summary, I'd like to congratulate Angela because she's indeed a really animated speaker using storytelling format to share with us the different examples as well as share with us all the diverse cultures. But do consider to allow us to understand the actionable steps we can take, amplify your visual aid through using PowerPoint and show us how you transform, and I'm sure you will be able to transform into a spectacular speaker. Thank you.
What a wonderful evaluation by Thomas. It's enriching, enlightening for me. The next evaluator will be me. I will be evaluating Ruby. Ruby, are you there? Okay. Willie, are you ready? Willie will be my timer.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, let's go. Well done, Ruby. Well done for your first icebreaker speech. Ruby, you are amazing, attractive, and awesome. For your first icebreaker speech, I find that you are very cool, calm, and confident. You also tend to ask the audience questions. You engage the audience. when you talk about your personal stories, you share with us, your daughter, which like the song Frozen, and you actually sing the song for us. It's very entertaining for me to listen to. You also share with us how you practice the English concept, and you want to use WeChat official account to improve your communication skills in English. All in all, I saw that you are very friendly and lovely. I like your smile always. For next, I would like to, maybe I will speak about your improvement. Sometimes when you ask the audience a question, you can actually inject pauses and wait for the audience, wait for a while so that your speech will not can be dragged a bit further. And for vocal variety, maybe sometimes you can, I see that you are actually quite soft-spoken person. Sometimes you can increase the volume to louder to attract attention. And when you sing, you can sing, let it go, let it go. Or maybe you can ask the questions to the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to know my secret to learning English? Next will be the challenge that can make you soar to greater heights. You can actually put in more personal stories. You share 3 personal stories with us to increase your timing. Right now, you are using 4 minutes and 30 seconds. I believe that you can make it longer and practice and rehearse more. All in all, Ruby is an eloquent speaker. She excels in a eye contact and she shared personal stories with us. Just to take note of adding pauses after you ask a question and to add in more vocal variety to make your speech more entertaining. The challenge for you is to speak longer and to rehearse more. Okay, back to me, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you, Ruby. Well done for your icebreaker speech.
Thank you. I will try to improve. Your comments are really so helpful for me.
Thank you. Okay, next evaluator will be Doreen. She'll be evaluating Swana's speech. Doreen, are you ready?
Wait, let me set the timer first. Pin the timer, is it? Where do I pin the timer?
You can go to the gallery view, the top right-hand corner, or you can actually double-click on the timer.
How do I pin it?
The timer is the black screen with the 0000.
Yeah, currently is that. Oh dear, it's okay because the sound they indicate my internet connection not stable. A bit worried. Okay, I can start now. Good evening, everybody, especially to Swana. I enjoy your story very much, motherhood, which is close to my heart, and I believe many mothers in the room here. You excel in these 2 areas. Delivery, your delivery was smooth, your vocal variety was clear, and the pace good, and your speech is easy to follow. Pauses at the appropriate places. As for your contents, you started off the history of how a mother overcame the obstacle to go back home to see her child after the closure time. Her mindset that is focused on her child overcame any barriers and fear. You were good enough to link it to your current situation. I only have one recommendation. That is, perhaps this is an online delivery and presentation platform. Your display throughout the speech. As a result, I could only see you. A small screen on the right-hand side. I do not know whether is it because I do not know how to adjust it, so I left it. In this way, the audience, as well as myself, your evaluator, could not see you very clearly, can hear your voice clearly, but your facial expression is missing. For storytelling, facial expression is very important. It will bring out life of that story. So engage the audience with the expression of emotion, the mother, Lechimi, and yourself, Swana. In conclusion, I would say your speech is well organized, with a message for us. If you can take note to display yourself with a full screen, whereby we can see your facial expression, this will be amazing. And back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Doreen. Thank you so much. Online platforms, yes, we don't know what the other person is seeing. So thanks. I will remember not to put my photo for too long. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the wonderful evaluation, Doreen. Next, we'll have the evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster S.L. Liu, to evaluate Amy.
Hi, I don't see Amy on the around. Is she there? Oh yeah, you're there. Okay, hi. Hi, Amy. I really enjoy your historical speech. Bring back stories that I've learned from the Song Dynasty and telling us how difficult life was in China during those periods, but there were always wise people who were able to help the local people. I find that you are very enthusiastic. You are very, I lost your image, but you were really into telling your story. So I could feel that. And so it makes the story very enjoyable to listen to. You have a series of events in Su Dongbao's life. And I suggest you only pick one because otherwise it's very difficult to follow and you don't have enough time. But you did use a character like you talk about Su Dongbao's, that he's wise, his age is 33 years old, and you have description of your story. I like the way you use props, like you use a fan, and you even took out the ink brushes, and you have dialogue. So dialogue is very important in stories, so I like the dialogue that you use. Now, because you didn't have that much time, you didn't really describe how Su Dongbo looked like. Did he have big ears because he was very wise, he had a long beard? You could change your vocal when you talk about, when you have different characters. For example, you could have a farmer say, Su Dongbo, please help me. And then you change your expression and Su Dongbo say, farmer, I will help you. Please tell me your problem. So that would help to share what happened, why Su Dongbo is such a great person. I believe because you have too many stories, you didn't get a chance to really tell us how Su Dongbo has helped a lot of people from his own character, from his own way of thinking, from the way he was able to use the different skills or his different knowledge, even though he was put in different situations that was being sent from one place to another. And so overall, I say that you are a very good storyteller. You need to really cut down your stories to 1 or 2 events and really add some vocal transition between characters, and that will make your story even more amazing. I encourage you to continue telling stories and share all the important lessons that we can learn from our historical characters in China and around the world. Thank you. I hope you can benefit from some of the feedback I give to you and continue and continue and continue. Back to you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Liu. It was a very detailed and enriching evaluation for me. Next, to evaluate Sally Shi, we have the evaluator is distinguished Toastmaster Willie Low. Willie, are you ready? I will be the timer for Willie.
Good morning, and then good afternoon. Especially to Division Director M. Shirley. Do you know that you really brought life to this morning session? Normally morning we are all very tired. You really bring life to a Toastmaster meeting, a speech marathon, where you portray as one person speaking and portray another speaker using the form of dialogue. You really engage. You use a new approach that I have not ever seen it before in my Toastmaster journey. Dialogue using in a speech. That was the first I have ever seen. The use of body language when you move from one location to a sideway, that shows that you tell us that you are speaking for a different personality, a different communication style that was used. That was also a first for me because I have not heard that before. I have observed how the audience because they was glued to your screen throughout the whole session. That involves your delivery. I like your approach. You mentioned your speech content, you spoke about how you engage a project manager and you have, because you couldn't do it alone because this is one of your project. And you recognize the person effort in helping you as a project manager, which normally I will not get to see in a Toastmaster and any of the Toastmaster. You really show a servant leadership in you. It would be better if you could stop sharing your screen so that we can see your face. Although there's a way I can shift, I can toggle the buttons to show your speaker. That's what I did, and I can have an overview of how your movement was, your body language, your vocal variety, and the use of vocal variety. Your vocal variety can be even more impactful if one of the dialogue session, one of the personality that was portrayed can use a heavy note, whereas the other one can use a lighter note, which we can help in explore a dialogue, because your dialogue was monotonous. It should be like what CJ had mentioned. Use high pitch, low pitch to emphasize the different vocal variety, because if not, it's like a conversation with no ending. For the start of your speech to now, I still remember your message. That is, can do it. So this normally I will not get to remember a lot of messages because there's so many people speaking. Because since it's a marathon, I can remember your speech throughout, your contents of your speech as well. It's other speaker, yes, but your speech was the most encouragement, was really shown as a leader to all Toastmaster club, district officer and club officer, what they should do and what they should not do. Over back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Willie. Very practical suggestions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Willie, for the wonderful evaluation. Shirley, I definitely have a lot to learn from you about your servant leadership style. Okay, next we'll have Swana as the evaluator for Doreen. Swana, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Can you see me?
Yes, I can hear you also. Take it away.
Okay. Sensational Sunday, everyone, especially to Doreen. Let me share with you the positives first. Why? Why me? Such a beautiful title, which starts off with a suspense that we all want to listen to your story or what you're going to share with us. You mentioned you are a novice on online platforms. The way you used your body language, your vocal variety, and how you used the space. Really, I could see you use the stage space. So you are a professional for online, definitely a professional. And you were talking about, normally when we hear the word entertaining speech, we always associate it with something funny or something humorous. You gave a total different meaning today. I was so engrossed in your speech that I forgot to take some notes also. You made us a very thought-provoking and something to think back, go back to, and I will always remember your speech for this. The way you explained how love has no form. Why do we have to put it into something like that? It can be of any form and we just have to accept it as it is. Now let's look at what you can improve, especially on an online platform. Maybe a bit of pauses would have helped, especially because you had some characters, the sister, Sam, and a few people that it took me a while to understand who was who. Maybe pauses would have helped us to grasp those characters well. And maybe interactive, I'm not sure, because the reason I'm saying is your topic title was why me? And I thought maybe a bit of interaction in the end would have made us maybe come up and tell why me? I couldn't see that connection with the title and your topic. Maybe a bit of interaction would have helped us to understand it better. Overall, a very wonderful speech, and I really look forward to hearing more from you. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Swana. I'll take note of that.
Cannot hear.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi, Willie, can you do the polling for the best evaluator?
Give me a second. Give me a second. There's a typo error there.
Willie, you spoke for 4 minutes for your evaluation.
It's okay. This is not a competition. Anyway, this is a speech marathon. Okay, give me a second. Let me change it. Okay, done.
Everybody should be able to vote for the best evaluator now. Willie, can you disclose the results?
Okay. Who else? You know the person.
Oh, Thomas Chen again. Let's congrats him, Thomas Chen. Thomas Chen, evaluator for Angela Lansbury.
Thank you. Much to learn still. All the best, everyone.
Thank you, Thomas. Congrats. Okay, next, shall we take a photo session, Willie? Before the next session start at 1:45 p.m.
Okay, maybe we'll ask everyone to.
Okay, maybe we have a photo session before the next session at 1:45 p.m. for the second part of our speech marathon. Do you need a soft toy? Do you need soft toy, Willie?
No need. No soft toy.
Let's do a thumbs up.
Okay, ready? Ready? One. Okay. A minute. Yeah.
Okay, thank you everyone for this wonderful session. See you later.
Thanks so much, CJ. Thanks, Willie.
Bye.
Lovely meeting you all.
Bye.
Have a wonderful day.
Okay. So recording will be stopped.